The housing market is constantly evolving, and mortgage rates play a huge role in your ability to buy or refinance a home. But what will mortgage rates look like in 2026? Are we headed for higher rates, or will we see a return to historically low levels? In today's video, we'll break down the key factors influencing 2026 mortgage rates, provide predictions, and give you actionable tips to secure the best deal. Stay tuned and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more insightful discussions on the future of home buying and financing. What are mortgage rates? Before we dive into what the future holds for mortgage rates, it's essential to understand exactly what mortgage rates are and how they are determined. Let's explore the basics. What are mortgage rates? Explain what mortgage rates are, the interest rate charged on a home loan. Discuss the difference between fixed rate and adjustable rate mortgages, AARMs, factors that affect mortgage rates, the Federal Reserve, how the Fed's monetary policy influences interest rates, inflation, how inflation impacts borrowing costs, bond markets, how the sale of government bonds affects long-term interest rates. If you want to understand how these factors shape mortgage rates and what it means for you, make sure to subscribe for more in-depth financial insights. Historical mortgage rates and trends. To predict where mortgage rates are headed in 2026, we first need to look at the historical trends in mortgage rates. What have we seen in the past, and what can that tell us about the future? Mortgage rate history. Discuss the highs and lows of mortgage rates over the last few decades, from the 18% rates in the early 1980s to the historically low rates during the COVID-19 pandemic. Post-COVID rate fluctuations. Explain how mortgage rates were impacted by the pandemic and the economic recovery. The 2000s. Review the trend in mortgage rates in the early 2000s and their projections for the next few years. Understanding historical trends is crucial to predicting future rates. Subscribe for more in-depth explorations of the housing market and its cycles. Key factors influencing 2026 mortgage rates. What will determine mortgage rates in 2026? Let's examine the key factors that will shape rates in the coming years, from global economic conditions to domestic policies. Federal Reserve's monetary policy. Discuss the Fed's role in setting short-term interest rates and how their policies influence mortgage rates. Inflation. The link between inflation rates and mortgage rates, and how inflationary pressure could push rates higher in the future. Global economic uncertainty. How global events, like the war in Ukraine or international trade policies, could lead to fluctuations in mortgage rates. Housing market demand. How demand for homes and the supply of housing stock affect mortgage rates. Bond market. How changes in U.S. Treasury yields directly influence long-term mortgage rates. Curious about how these factors impact mortgage rates in 2026? Subscribe and follow along for expert insights on navigating the mortgage market. Mortgage rate projections for 2026. With all these factors in mind, where will mortgage rates stand in 2026? Let's break down some expert projections and what they mean for homebuyers and homeowners. Expert forecasts discuss projections from Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and other financial institutions for 2026. Predictions on rate increases or decreases. Analyze whether rates will rise or remain steady in the coming years and the reasons behind these predictions. Impact of economic recovery. How the post-pandemic recovery will affect mortgage rates and housing affordability. Potential for lower rates. In scenarios where economic factors improve significantly, could we see lower rates in 2026? Want to stay ahead of the curve with the latest mortgage rate forecasts? Subscribe now for updates on the housing market and mortgage trends. Impact of 2026 mortgage rates on home buyers. If you're planning to buy a home in the next few years, understanding the impact of 2026 mortgage rates is crucial. Let's explore how these rates could affect your home buying experience. Home affordability. How higher mortgage rates in 2026 could impact monthly payments, affordability, and overall home prices. Buying power. How rising rates might reduce your purchasing power, especially in hot housing markets. Refinancing. What higher rates mean for current homeowners looking to refinance their mortgages. Thinking about buying a home or refinancing? Subscribe for tips on how to navigate 2026 mortgage rates and make the best financial decisions. How to prepare for 2026. Mortgage rates. How can you prepare for the mortgage rates of 2026? Whether you're a first-time buyer or an experienced homeowner, here are some strategies to help you secure the best deal. Improve your credit score. Explain how having a higher credit score will help you secure better mortgage rates. Save for a larger down payment. The advantages of making a larger down payment to reduce the impact of higher rates. Explore mortgage options. Compare different types of mortgages, fixed rate versus adjustable rate, and which may be better suited for rising rates. Work with a financial advisor. The importance of consulting with a mortgage professional to understand your options as rates change. Want to know how to prepare for 2026 mortgage rates and maximize your home buying potential? Subscribe for more actionable tips. Alternatives to traditional mortgages in 2026. In 2026, there may be alternative ways to finance your home. Let's take a look at some creative solutions for home buyers who want to avoid high mortgage rates. Adjustable rate mortgages, ARMs. Discuss the pros and cons of ARMs in a high-rate environment. Government programs. Look at programs like FHA loans, VA loans, or USDA loans, and how they might provide better rates for qualifying buyers. Seller financing. How some buyers might turn to seller financing as an option in a high-rate environment. Curious about alternatives to traditional mortgages? Subscribe now for more insights into creative financing solutions. Preparing for a changing mortgage landscape in 2026. In conclusion, mortgage rates in 2026 are uncertain, but they will definitely impact your ability to buy or refinance. By understanding the factors at play and preparing accordingly, you can make smarter financial decisions for your home. Recap of key points. The importance of understanding mortgage rates, economic conditions, and the impact on home buyers. Actionable steps. A reminder to prepare early, save, and consult professionals to secure the best mortgage deal in 2026. Thank you for watching. Stay informed about mortgage rates and the housing market by subscribing to our channel for future updates and expert advice.